Hey YouTube, it's your boy Widgie here, coming at you with some more Age of Empires 3 Definitive Edition. Right, before we get into this video, this wasn't going to be a Low ELO Legends, but when this was submitted and I started to have a look at the ELO and how the game was going, this had to be the second addition to my Low ELO Legends. So I hope you guys enjoy this, strap yourselves in. Without further ado, pass Widgie, take it away. And I've got another casted game for you. This was submitted by Azul here, who is playing Malta in the top right part of the map in the cyan. And on the bottom left part of the map, we're going to call him Jan, playing as the Dutch in the red. Now, this was submitted by Azul, and he submitted it via the Discord server. Link is down below, guys. If you want one of your replays to be casted and potentially put onto YouTube, then please make sure to submit it via my Discord server. Link is down below. And Azul basically said to me, look, there's this strange Dutch strategy that I've never really seen before, and I'm not entirely sure how to counter it. Can you have a look at it? Let me know, and all that good stuff. So we're going to be focusing a little bit more on Jan here, but of course with Azul sending through the replay, we're going to keep an eye on what he is up to as well, and hopefully I'll be able to provide some kind of advice. So let's have a look here and see what Jan is up to, and we can see this is the map that starts with the blueberry bushes. And remember, the blueberry bushes have the same gather rate as huntables before getting any upgrades. So, if you're not planning on getting hunting dogs in Age 1 and you're struggling with your herds, then going straight to the blueberry bushes is ideal. And let's have a look here. We do see actually Jan dropping a trade post there as the Dutch is the first thing. Is that normal? I don't think it is. We are going to have to see some choppy action here, unless he's going to 10-10 with Dutch, which would be kind of wild. We don't see any wood being chopped here by Jan, so maybe we are seeing that. No deck has been selected. I really want to see the deck here to understand what this is about. Now we do have a card available. We are going to see the deck. Come on, Jan, show us the goods. Give us that deck. Kind of sounds weird saying it. There it is. Right, there's some strange cards. What is this first card coming in? It is the Team House of Nassau or Nassau. So this ship's a market wagon. The exploration age and market improvements are free. So you're going to start to get those market improvements for free. You're not going to have to invest in hunting dogs or placer mines or the logging one, which is gang saw. There it is. That's all free. And that is pretty much all that does. So, okay. But we still need to drop a house, right? Unless we're just not getting any more vills. I don't think we are. We're 10-10ing with Dutch, ladies and gents. I think it is a thing. I think you can do it. And we're seeing it right now. And because we've opened up with a TP here, we're going to have some serious XP tempo already coming in for the Dutch. The Dutch do get relatively decent XP tempo because of the building of the banks. Obviously, that's been nerfed. It's been nerfed, sorry, in the past. You don't get as much XP for building the banks now as you used to. But I mean, I've never seen this card in play before myself. Let me know, guys, in the comments below if you've seen this in action. Here it is. Market Wagon has come in, and boom, we're going to be at 800 vills. The funny thing is, he could have actually trained another villager. He's got 100 coin there to train another one, but he didn't do it. And he is going to be aging up now with the quartermaster, so 400 wood coming in. There is the market. We're going to be seeing all the text coming in now as well, all for free. Let's have a quick look at Azul here. Is now on the age up as well. Going to be going for the governor, so for a tower and 200 coin. And this is the deck for Azul. Kind of interesting. We do see some interesting ones here. Fort construction, for example. Enabling forts to be constructed by your Grandmaster and Sentinels in any age. It's kind of crazy. And we've got fire towers here as well. And of course, in Age 4, we've got that flintlock rockets. That is a mouthful. Okay. So now Jan is actually going for the 3 merchants. So he's actually not saving for Age 2 here, which is kind of unusual to me. If he just waits a little bit, he can get more value with that extra merchant there. But instead, he's not going to. And let's just have a look. Is there any kind of strange forward base going on? No, we don't see that. We just see all the vills here just currently on food. Let's have a look at the deck here. We do see Ward Gelders in Age 2, which is unusual. which is the 500 coin. You get 4 Swiss pikemen, and then you can continue to recruit those from either taverns or barracks for a reduced cost. We don't see that, though. Okay, age up for Jan is in. He's got his 400 wood drop down. What is he doing? He's probably going to need to queue a villa right now. And looks like he's going to be grabbing himself 85 XP here. Let's have a quick look at his vision. We do see the envoy going on the north side here, going to be getting a scout. He's done a fantastic job scouting the map. So a round of applause there for really covering every inch of the map pretty much. And okay, what is he doing? He's not making any villagers here. He's saving for something. He's going to drop himself a house. He is pop capped because of that merchant shipment, so he definitely needs to get that house down. What else is he doing? He's dropping a barracks in a very strange position right next to the town centre. Quite unusual. A quick pause here. The reason that most people don't build exactly next to the TC is because of pathing issues. So it's quite nice to have a little gap there so that you can squeeze units in if you're in a pickle and they can be quite defended. So normally putting a building right next to a TC like that is quite unusual. We do now see 700 wood coming in. That is the first Age 2 card that we're seeing from Jan here. And I still have no idea about what's going on here. So I was expecting some kind of strange sort of timing attack potentially. We do now see... Okay, welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Hopefully I'm at the right point here. My game decided to crash again. I'm not too sure if that's a graphics driver issue. I've had that a few times, so I might need to update my drivers. So apologies for that. Anyway, a bit of background info, by the way, on Jan and Azul. They are around 1,000 ELO. So this is why I want to see this unusual strategy. I want to see what Azul can do to defend this and what it actually is, because I'm kind of a little bit confused as of yet about what kind of strategy is actually happening here. So, you know, we do see Azul getting the Wigner Court construction. Looking pretty good, to be honest. Went for the, I believe, probably, I may have missed it, went for the frontier defenses straight into Wigner Court construction. Going to be using those outposts with that range so that he's getting that extra gather rate, which is really, really crucial. And looking pretty good right now, to be honest. Just training, got a batch of pikes out on with crossbowmen. Jan here is actually now starting to build the banks with the 700 wood. Building a nice little line here next to his church. And I'm not too sure what else is actually happening right now. That envoy is going to be going down. There it goes. So I don't know whether to actually make this like a low ELO Legends game, because we are talking around 1,000 ELO here. So it's not mega low, but I'm very intrigued once again, as I mentioned, about this unusual strategy that Azul is mentioning here that Jan is doing. So I'm trying to keep an eye on what he is up to. The only unusual thing was the market tech so far in Age 1. That was unusual. Aging up with 9 villagers, so basically doing like a 10-10. Building a TP at the start. Now he's sort of transitioning more into the standard Dutch. He's got the 3 banks down. He's got the 700 wood. He's now got 4 merchants on the way. He's also dropped the bank card as well. So, you know, he's starting to really ramp up his eco. 3 banks are down. But once again, very kind of passive play here. No sort of aggression. I'm not really sure what is happening here, whereas Azul does have a fair few troops. And he's continuing just building his infrastructure. I do like the style of the base. We've got like the 3, sort of like a triangular thing going on here with the outposts, which is interesting. And once again, we don't really have much else going on. I don't really know what the strategy is. I'm trying to identify. I am going to speed it up a little bit, guys. I don't like to do this, but sometimes in lower level games, it can go on for a while. A lot of base building, not much action between the two. And yeah, that can happen. So we see fencing school coming in now for Jan. So that's going to increase build time of all kinds of infantry. And a lot of gold being collected here. 1,300 now. A lot of gold. And I don't know whether or not we're going to see Ward Gelders, potentially. I've got a feeling we might see Ward Gelders coming in. We don't. We do see an age up coming in. Age up is on, and Jan is going to be aging up with the Bishop. So immediately going to the next gold mine. I think there's one down here. I'm not too sure what's more safe. One down the bottom right. There are one out by the outpost, but seems to be going for that. And Azul here is actually now going for the British tongue. So quite an interesting card. People do use it. Going to be shipping a commandery wagon and then being able to also recruit longbow. That's going to give him 10 longbow. That's nice. 10 longbow there. Very, very good. And now ready to also age up. Look at that. Getting the age up on. Got a decent amount of troops. I would definitely start pressuring Jan here. I would, you know, there's not a lot of pressure on either side here. So it's kind of like quite a boomy game. And we are going to speed it up again because there's nothing much really going on. We do have an interesting religious freedom, which is basically the unique church tech card here coming in for Jan. So this is, I'm going to guess this is probably what Azul is struggling with. We do see the tavern as well. So there's probably going to be some mercenaries potentially coming out of here as well. A lot of houses going down. And there it is. The Bishop getting you another TC. Look at all the gold now racking up. And what do we see? We see the Red Lancers. Here it is. The Red Lancers coming in from the church. Now this costs, I believe that was about 1,000 gold. I was speeding up a little bit there, so I apologize. But we do now see Red Lancers coming in. Now, what is this going to spawn? I think it's Stradiots basically, but they're called Red Lancers. And they have some serious range resist. They are heavy cav with range resist, which is kind of crazy. And they actually do pretty decent damage across the board here. So quite a scary batch of cav, but all you really need is a lot of pikemen, and you can probably deal with them. We do now see a fort wagon coming in from behind now for Jan. And Azul here is now starting to train Huss. Huss is also okay-ish against this as well. A lot of Huss. But he has got a lot of... Oh, no, he hasn't got a lot of pikemen. He's actually got a lot of skirms here, which is really not ideal. I'm going to be seeing a raid coming in here. This is going to be devastating. No villager upgrade for Azul. And he's going to be losing quite a few there. He's probably going to be losing a few settler wagons. Definitely one of them going down. Probably a second as well. So that is kind of huge. And a great pick off there for Jan. Pikes are going to be queuing up immediately now for Azul. An option could be, he hasn't actually got it. The Dragoon card is quite nice. You could you can get the Dragoon card so you can start training them out of the commandery. That can be very good. I think that's the Portuguese tongue card. Oh, wait, no, that's for, Caçadors, isn't it? There is a card that you can get Dragoons, unless you just get Dragoons automatically when you're in age 3. I think potentially you do, as a Royal Guard unit. So I would probably make those. So I think it might be just a knowledge issue here. Potentially not too sure of how to deal with this unit. It is an unusual one, but we are going to see a counterattack, however, from Azul. And is he going to be? Is he keeping his eye on this? This is the thing. I don't think he is. He's going to lose so many villagers on there, but he is going to try and see if he can siege this down whilst it's in construction. He doesn't really have a great deal of sieging units here. He is going to manage to get his order hussars on the top of the skirms there on the top left, which is nice. And yes, he's actually managed to get that fort down, which is fantastic. However, he does only have 24 villagers. Jan has 29 with banks as well, so he's lost a lot of eco. But he's going to start to work on this now and see what he can do. Order longbows here are going to try and trade off with the skirms, and they're going to be okay doing that. They're going to be absolutely fine. There's always going to be getting some pikes as well coming in. And if we have a look at Jan here, Jan is now going for... Hang on a minute, let's pause this. He's going for the Nassau Regiment here. So he's going to get some Blue Guards. And this is a crazy shipment. 1,000 coin here for the Blue Guards. Once again, a shipment I don't normally see with the Dutch. So that's going to be it should be okay. He's got longbow, but we do see the Red Lancers returning, and they're absolutely going to clear up. He needs to get the pike in and do a nice switcheroony here on the Red Lancers, and they're going to keep continuing to get in. And now the pike are going to make connection, and they're going to do some good damage here, but he needs to be careful. He doesn't want to lose them. And here the Blue Guard are. Look how amazing the Blue Guard look. Wow, they look fantastic in their new skin. And we are going to see a retreat here from Azul. So, an interesting kind of thing. I would say, I mean, he's doing a great job with these Red Lancers. You know, Jan is doing a fantastic job. However, I say that Azul is right there with the pike. He just needs to keep some pike around his gold mines perfectly there. And he will keep his villagers safe, but he's lost so many though. 21 villagers now. He's lost so much of his eco, and I think this is one of the main sort of blunders here for Azul, keeping his eye on the battle at hand, but not on his villagers on the top part of the map here. And yeah, he's going to need to get some outposts down. That's what he's going to need. Is he going to be able to get this one up in time? I'm not entirely sure. The villagers here, he needs to definitely get them in. Yes, he's managed to. Fantastic. The Red Lancers have not bad siege. 30 siege for a cavalry unit is pretty impressive. And now we see priests coming in for Jan. Hopefully going to be used to heal up the Red Lancers, I would imagine. And he's going to be increasing his bank limit as well now. Although he still can build a bank, so he doesn't actually need to ship that card. And by the way, guys, I would always leave this card right to the end. You have 1,000 wood as an option. You have further upgrades here. Potentially ward gelders if you wanted to get them. Like, I would rather go for something like that than increasing your bank limit at this moment in time. Just as an FYI, but now we do see Azul here on the counter-offensive. Got a nice combination here. Upgraded pikemen. That's nice to see. And what would be great here is Hospitalers. Hospitalers would be fantastic against the Red Lancers. He could go Hospitalers. He could go, you know, crossbowmen. He's got the longbowmen there as an option as well. But just Dragoons. If he can train Dragoons, I'm pretty sure he can. Maybe I'm wrong. As I say, let me know down in the comments below, guys. I haven't played Malta in a very long time. I'm pretty certain you can train them. And here we do see the artillery foundry going right next to the TC, just like the barracks there. And Azul now going to be training up further fire throwers and longbowmen. You can see, so this is one piece of advice. You can see a gap in the composition here. So we've got fire throwers and the longbowmen, a lot of them. So what we're going to need is somebody to defend those units because they're only sort of light infantry. They're going to really do badly against Cav. So he does have a few pikemen, which is very nice to see. He's got 20 pikemen, so that should hopefully hold. I think getting Dragoons would be a fantastic option here for him if he's able to do it, and I'm pretty sure he is, or Hospitalers, because they're really, really nice unit as well. They do area effect damage. And now we do see 6 banks going down. And it's just insane the amount of coin here that Jan isn't spending. And that's something for Jan as well. Spend your coin. You have a tavern here that you can make mercenaries with. You know, you could ship ward gelders and make those perhaps. You know, there's a lot that you can do. You can also make blue guards from the fort as well. Unfortunately, he hasn't got the fort anymore. And I think there's a decent amount here for Azul to be able to push in. It looks quite scary, but I think he can do it. We can see Culves now coming in for Jan, so he's actually going to be actively trying to take those down. And yes, look, he does have access to the Red Lancers, so you do get those when you get that big tech button. And this is the thing, he's got so much gold because he's on these 6 banks. So much gold generation. And he's really going to need a unit here. So we're going to speed it up a little bit because I don't like these to go on too long. And we're just going to see here. I mean, these Red Lancers, they are scary, but they are killable. And Hospitalers are definitely the way here, or Dragoons. You need that in this composition, I think. A lot of pikemen here, but the issue is that there's also quite a few skirms, and we do see some priests, which is amazing. And what is he going to do? He's going to continue with this raiding, and it's so damaging. So many vills dying, and we definitely need the upgrade. We need the upgrade for the villagers if we haven't got it already. We need the coats, the great coats upgrade 100%. And we can see here as well, Azul is sort of drag box moving, which is not ideal, slowing all of his units down, as you can see. But he's going to try and get the pikes here to see what he can do. Maybe get a snare with the Hussar. That could be quite nice. But that's a lot of pike, and that's something that he can deal with. If he can kill all of those and push in, he's sorted. But the issue now is that Jan has just been left too long with these resources. Look, he's on 7 banks. It's just nuts. And with this amount of gold, he can basically just start buying his resources as he needs. He doesn't really need to do much else. And you can see his villas on the south part of the map here. And look, he's just going to be able to dance around and just really, really, you know, he's actually doing, he's doing a great job producing villagers. Jan has not really produced any villagers, only on 29. Azul, with all of those vill deaths, on 32. So he's doing a good job with producing villagers. He's just losing too many, and he's going to lose some here if the Red Lance actually didn't be able to see. If he got that, he would have killed so many. And now we do see the Ward Gelders coming in now for Jan, as I mentioned. It's ideal. And these Falcons are completely on their own. This is going to be a great pickoff. He just needs to... Yeah, fantastic. Going to be able to take them down here. Lovely stuff. So those Falcons are going to go. And that's the only Falcons that he's got. So he just needs to push in now. He's got the pike. I am quite confident. However, there are some Ward Gelders coming in. And Azul here, I think he's just in a bit of a... ray here with his macro. Just needs to sort it out a little bit. He is starting to create some crossbowmen, but that's not what he needs right now. He needs kind of dragoons here, ideally. And we are going to speed it up a little bit once again, guys, because I don't want this to go on too long. I want to wait for a first major push. We do see a fort going down, however. Now the settler wagons are coming back in to be trained, which is nice to see. And Jan here, with all the gold, he's going to be getting all of the upgrades that he needs to from the arsenal, and he's going for the logistician as well. And I don't even know what that provides in H4. We are going to be seeing it coming in now for Jan, and he's just getting all the unit upgrades he needs. There it is. He's going to be getting the fort wagon. There it is. And now he's going for the tulip speculation. 25% increase to these banks. And this is all it is. It's just, you can't leave Dutch to do this. That's it. Simple as that. You cannot leave Dutch this sort of undefended. Sorry, what am I trying to say? You need to pressure Dutch, because if you don't, they're just going to keep building bank upon bank upon bank. They're going to be able to get into H4. They're going to be able to drop factories. And there's nothing you can do about it. So you really need to get on top of it, especially if you're playing Malta, because the eco is just not going to be able to match Dutch in the later game. So we are going to see some Falcons here poking from Jan. And yeah, these Ward Gelders, or sorry, not Ward Gelders, the Red Lancers have now automatically upgraded because they are mercenaries. So they automatically upgrade now, so they're even more scary. And he is going to be losing those Hussars. And even with the pike now that Azul's got, 23 pike, I mean, it can do some damage, but with the amount of Red Lancers that are there, it's going to be very difficult. And let's just speed it up a little bit more here. And as I say, I want to use this as an opportunity to provide advice, to give some advice to both Azul and Jan as well. But primarily, you know, there's definitely a few things Azul could have done. But as I say, the Red Lancers, getting their mobility and raiding is really rough. He needs to be able to train Dragoons to deal with this and put a stop to it. Oh my god, he's actually gone for the fire tower. I love it. I haven't actually seen this in action. I've never seen it in action. And I think he's got the... He must have gone for the fire upgrade. I'm looking at the wrong deck there. Yes, he's gone for the... There it is. The fire towers. Is it worth it, though? I don't know. But all those vills are going to be there, and they're going to die. There's nothing you can do. 13 villagers and a settler wagon. We do now finally see the Order Dragoons. You can get them out. It is possible, but it's just too late. And he is going to be losing them. He should have got those Dragoons in a lot earlier. They have as good as mobility as the Red Lancers. And we do see... Oh my god, there's howitzers here coming in for Jan. He's just got so much gold. He doesn't need to worry about it. And I think Azul's going to go for the push here. He is moving in. But look. The Red Lancers. Look. They're just picking up more of the Dragoons. And we are going to see a push here, but he's pushing into multiple fortified outposts and Fort Orange here. Lovely name for a fort. Is also going to do some serious damage, and you just don't want to mess around with a fort of this level with your units. And yeah, I mean, I'm going to speed it up, but there's pretty much nothing that Azul can really do at this point. The Ward Gelders have done so much damage once again. Azul now only on 23 villagers again. Is going to be trying to get another unit shipment in, going for the 8 crossbow, but at this point, there's really no need. And yeah, this is pretty decisive. And yeah, it's the GG. I'm not going to continue on the game. We know that this is GG. So a few things that I can say about this game is Azul definitely need to start training Dragoons earlier in Age 3. They have great mobility. They can deal with the Red Lancers. Another thing is checking your villagers, making sure that they're not getting raided. So if you are going to put them out, make sure to get an outpost down earlier. Make sure to get great coats on your villagers as well. But something I could say to Azul that he did very well is that he created villagers a lot. He managed to actually surpass Jan in villagers, even though he lost so many. And the thing with Dutch is you've got to pressure them. You can't leave them alone because they can just get so many banks. And we saw it here. And it was just a case of knowledge of the units, understanding how to defeat Red Lancers. The best thing would have maybe been Hospitalers or even just more pikemen. Failing that, get Dragoons on the map to get that mobility. But apart from that, a very interesting game, an unusual game. Seeing Jan opening up with a 10-10, but he didn't actually make the last villager. So he did a 9-10 with a trade post and then went for the House of Nassau, or Nassau, I don't know how to pronounce it, but a very interesting kind of play there. Not too sure why he went for that play, but whatever. It is low elo anyway, and I think I am going to put this in the low elo legends. It's an interesting game. We're talking around 950, 1,000 elo. It's not mega low, but hopefully you guys have learnt something. Hopefully the players have learnt something. Let me know down in the comments below what you thought of this, and of course, I will catch you on the next video or the next stream. Catch you later, guys.